How's it going? Ryan here, and what a day we had. As you can tell just by looking, we had quite a sell-off today. Um, Dropped, from about 460 to 452, so about an $8 drop on the day. Um, I took three trades, all of which were losers, so not a great day for me. I just didn't follow kind of the rules I should be. Traded off emotion more than I should have, and luckily I didn't blow an account. But definitely took a bigger loss than I wanted to. But let's dive into it. So first of all, on the daily chart, I had a couple levels. I'll zoom out so we can reference a few that were drawn off of previous price action. So in the beginning of the day, I marked out these four levels since we were opening up in an area that we haven't been since, whenever March, April of this year. So came back and wanted to place a few levels just to get an idea of kind of the area that we were in. Starting from the bottom here, we have 457.86, pretty much 458. Reason being, you can see we had heavy resistance there quite a few times and support once we broke above. Similar with this 462.3 is this most recent high. And once again, once we broke above, you saw quite a few bounces and kind of levels where it acted as support. 470 pretty much flat, same reasons, and then 480, which was the very top of the market. So not that we were going to reach maybe the top, but just getting an idea of a few levels that are above us. From there, I marked the high and the low of yesterday's trading session, and a few other areas from the hourly chart, which we'll look at now. So this will be no surprise to anybody. This channel between 455, 452, we traded in it for a while before breaking out. I had those areas marked, as well as a few levels that I was looking at from the pre-market, which were this range in here that we kind of broke up into, consolidated before breaking out again. So my initial thoughts in the morning, I was looking at this, I was like, wow, a gap up. We set a pre-market high. I want to see us pull back and maybe continue with the upward momentum. We didn't get that, obviously, as you can see. We had quite a sell-off. But going into the day, my trade ideas were a potential put on a retest of the high. And we'll look at why I didn't take that and how it would have played out pretty nicely. But potential puts off the high if we showed weak price action once we got up to that level, or a pullback and a bounce from this area and maybe a continuation upwards. And that influenced how I traded today, as well as on my last trade of the day was more kind of a revenge trade than anything. But we'll dive into it, see what I did wrong. It is good or reassuring to me, at least, to look at this chart and just see the price action around the levels that I had marked. If there's one redeeming quality of a day like today, it's that I can learn from it and that I could see that I have part of the equation there. I just need to put it all together, but let's jump into it. So the reason why I didn't take puts off the retest of the pre-market high is, in my mind, I wanted to see us push up to at least this 459.5 level, or to retest the high. We didn't really get quite up there. I guess I could have taken price action as a bit of an indicator that we were topping out. But one thing that I was looking at was this opening print here, and how each time we wicked below it, we were failing to break. So you can see it took us a while to break that opening print level. Anyways, I didn't catch puts up here. I wanted to see a retest this pretty much exactly. It did not, so I never entered. That trade would have worked out here. But the trade that I did take in my first losing trade on the day was calls in this area right here. So I said that, maybe puts off here, maybe a pull back and a bounce and continuation upwards. So I did look for the bounce here. We didn't get it, and I got stopped out pretty quickly. I saw us kind of bouncing around in here, and I entered a second trade for a bounce here. So entered too early on this candle, and I got stopped out on that candle as we came down here. So that was my first mistake, entering too early without confirmation. We had rising volume as we were selling into this level. We didn't get much of a pullback. That's a pretty bullish or bearish candle, excuse me, to take a call on. So impatient, entered too early without confirmation. That was my first mistake. My second mistake was seeing this candle here, seeing this bounce, getting in calls again, which I got stopped out again. That was more of an emotional trade, and me thinking still that my assumption of a bounce and continuation upwards from here was going to be valid, which it wasn't. I should have taken some more time to evaluate what's going on, instead of entering and thinking that it is going to bounce and I'm going to miss it, So that was a bit of FOMO, a bit of miscalculation. Then we sold off, so I got stopped out again, so that's 2 losses. We sold off and we came up and we retested this 458-ish area that I was looking for in terms of support from months and months ago. Maybe its lack of relevance was that it was a level that occurred, but we did get some price action around that area. So anyways, we broke below it. We failed to go up here. We broke below it. Once again, a lot of volume coming in, big bearish candle. I took puts on the retest of this 458 level, and got stopped out again as we came up here. So 3 losing trades. I did use a stop loss on all of them. So in total, down $64. Not a blown account by any means, but more of a loss than I would like to take. And in a day with a downtrend like this, especially in the evening, I didn't trade that. I only trade the morning hour, but there were opportunities to take. And unfortunately, I was just on the wrong end of those. So that's how I traded today. Those were the mistakes I made. Looking back at this, I think a few things that I can really pay attention to. A bit more volume profile, such as like rising selling pressure as we get into this area when I was looking to take calls is probably not the smartest idea. I think ideally you see something where you have, well, this is a bit of the opposite, but a good indicator of rejection in a move is something like this, where you have falling volume as you come up into an area, and as well as price action, and increasing volume as you continue the move. Like, that's textbook volume price action combination right in there. And I think I definitely overlooked, some of that. I think taking a call off this candle maybe a bit more excusable, but trying to re-enter puts without confirmation, like once you get this sort of these 2 candles here, dying volume, that would have been an excellent confirmation to take a put and look for a lower continuation, especially once we have a developed downtrend. That's like a textbook trade to take. I think I was impatient and just didn't take great opportunities, and then got into ones that I should have been more patient on. So that's how the day played out. We are sitting around 452, 453 on the post market now. So we'll see. I'll be back tomorrow looking for a better day, looking to apply some of these lessons and see if I can't make some of that back. So I trade live every Monday through Friday. So that means I will be here tomorrow trading live. So if you made it this far, I appreciate you, and I hope to see you on the next one. Peace.